We're here with local entrepreneur, once first responder here in Red Deer, Bryce Prysunka, our newest partner here with O'Deer. Bryce, thanks for having us at the restaurant.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for coming out and giving her shit, I guess.
Well, let's start from the beginning. Where does Hung Yuk come from, and how did you get yourself involved in Ukrainian cuisine?
Well, I can first start off with just saying with the cuisine that as Prysunka being the last name, come from a Ukrainian family on my dad's side and also on my mom's side. She was a Drapaka. So ever since growing up, it was pierogies and cabbage rolls and just all that fun goodness and smells in the house. So I grew up with that cooking, and just kind of a love. There's lots of cooking at the fire halls and stuff too. So I just figured, why not now? And honestly, Red Deer, Central Alberta doesn't even really have like an authentic, Ukrainian, cuisine where it's handmade up from scratch. So that's why I figured, well, why not? Let's start her out, and what's there to lose? So that's how we started out. And so, yeah, a lot of recipes and stuff handed down. And of course we got that done, and we needed a name. So when I kind of thought about this, if people understand my humor, I sometimes put my foot in my mouth and things like that in the past, but it is what it is. I don't have a filter. So, I figured, why I'm going to be doing this. So we'll back up just a little bit. I have a girlfriend, and she is Hungarian. So I said, absolutely. So Hungarian and Ukrainian, and similar, growing up very into, the recipes and traditions and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so we can serve a bit of Hungarian food and some Ukrainian food. So now we're on track here. So anyways, but I had this in my brain all along. So if people understand and see, there's a little fat figure, we'll call. His name's Mitro. Yeah. Sorry, bud. Sorry, Ted. We gotta go to. So that that's Mitro. So Mitro Heshka would be his name, and he has a ring of kubasa on his pants, and that is the Hung Yuk, and that is what came up with the name. And as well, for the PG version, for some people, it's Hungarian and Ukrainian food as well. So Hung Yuk, Ukrainian kitchen. So there you go, Dustin. That's how the story in a nutshell is.
Well, me, Lundy, and Ted, we came in, a couple weeks ago and had lunch for the first time here, and the food was fantastic. But I heard you tell that story to some older ladies that were at the till, and you had them just in stitches. So we said you had to repeat that story here for the podcast and for some of our listeners, and it's as good the second time.
Absolutely. There was the first week we were here, and my mom, of course, Baba Arlene, she helps, and my dad, Guido Sherwin, they're helping. And so it was just me and my mom. It was early. I don't know, it was like 11:30, lunch hour starting. And there's me talking to this individual, and my mom's like, Bryce, like, she knows my filter. She's like, you gotta kind of, like, it's your store kind of thing. And
reel it in, Bryce. Reel it in.
There was a woman, a nice gal, probably like 75 years old, just like a nice grandma, being like, come over here. Where is it? Is it taped to your leg? Is it down? And she's going, and my mom's like, Bryce, you can't talk like that. I'm like, it's not me. It's this. And she comes out and sees this gal, and she's just, same thing, right? She's going with it. She's just, embracing whatever it is. And I was like, actually, it's taped down to my shin here, but I just, but anyways, yeah, it's not to offend anybody. It's, it's a play on words, but it's edgy. It is what it is. And yeah.
So Bryce, did you draw the, what's his name again? Mitro?
Mitro.
Did you draw Mitro then?
I did not draw Mitro. No, it's not hard to find.
It looks like some pretty quality clip art.
Yeah, a little bit of quality clip art with some editing. Absolutely. You betcha.
So when did you guys officially open Hung Yuk? And kind of what's been the response from the community so far?
Well, it's been February of 2020, I guess, would be when it'll be 21, I can't remember, but just over a year ago now. So it'll be 21 that, I kind of seriously looked into finding a location, things like that. So it would have been April of 21 is when we poured the foundation, I guess, for this place, for all of my sinks and things like that, and got all the plumbing. So we were up and running for that. So we had the summer, it was COVID. It was, touchy on a few things, if we were getting manufacturing things getting sent. So that was touchy, but all the, I guess it'd be the trade workers and stuff. They worked hard. They didn't get COVID and shut us down kind of thing, and like delay work, honestly, because it was happening. But no, we were open for business October 5th, 2021. And it was right before Thanksgiving. And actually our hours were from 10 to 3 on Saturdays, but we actually like sold out of food the first weekend or whatever for the Thanksgiving weekend. So like, that was my first time ever doing that. So, I can't say enough for the folks of Red Deer and Central Alberta to come in and support us. And then we did Christmas, Ukrainian Christmas. And then now into the spring, it's getting warmer and the development and everybody, it's a lot more foot traffic and people know we're here. So can't ask for anything better. So yeah, we actually just celebrated 6 months here on the 5th. So yeah, it's been awesome.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, thank you. Honestly, 6 months and, especially going through starting in a pandemic and honestly kind of just starting out kind of in business and kind of figuring out what it's going. And you know what? It's just for anybody who's, hesitant to do any of this. Honestly, all you need is a bit of structure and take a chance, because like I have no university economics or anything finance degrees. I got a little bit of life experience now, and just like this guy,
passion.
Yeah, I'm just like this guy, I just figure stuff out. But honestly, anybody who was thinking and scared to do it, like a couple of years ago, I wasn't doing this. I was, in the hospitals and stuff like that. So, it's been awesome. It's been a good change, and I'm looking forward to the future and, spreading and growing in the community for sure.
So for those of us that might not know everything about Ukrainian food, just give us a brief overview of kind of the different foods that you guys serve here.
Absolutely. So basically, a lot of people, they kind of first see the name, they understand, they come show up and they're like, oh, like we thought you were maybe bigger. So, or they just don't know what to expect. So basically, if anybody's kind of unsure what we are here, we're kind of just like you say, a Ukrainian kitchen. We, the kitchen, you can like see into the back. I mean, it's just some household ovens and stuff like that. It's done up just like, a kitchen. And so we have dining here for 8 during the day. So you can dine in. We're fully licensed as well. You can come, you can order ahead, or you can come in and order food hot to go. And then we also have our coolers with frozen, all handmade from scratch in the store. And you can cook yourself. And we have some sausages and pepperonis, some Hungarian sausages. It's all handmade, custom for us through Castellan Fine Meats up in our Drawson, gluten-free, MSG-free. So yeah, we have pierogies. We got pierogies for take home to cook yourself. We got, again, handmade from scratch. Dough, very velvety, just need a fork to cut. Potato, aged cheddar cheese. We have potato onion. We have sauerkraut, and we have cottage cheese, and that's dry cottage cheese from the farm. Yes.
Sounds like you're just going out over the entire menu
No,
now.
that's important, man. People like the pierogies. They got to know that stuff.
I felt like I was at like this high class restaurant, and you're just telling me all the specials.
That's just the pierogies, man. We got to tell you that. Like
I thought Lundy was about to rip you for your cottage cheese treatment.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm ready to order. Actually,
let's go.
I'll have 60 cottage cheese pierogies, please.
And you can take those home and cook them yourself.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes, but absolutely. So no, like you were saying, we got pierogies, and then we have different types of cabbage rolls. As well, we have a few other, we have some nalesnike, which we'll find out later. And we also have, some, as we're growing, we have some handmade pastries, things like that, poppy seed rolls, things like that. We're always making from scratch. So it's a little bit of a revolving door on some of our pastries, but like kind of the main staples as well. For the Hungarian side, we have definitely Hungarian goulash, as well as fried cabbage and noodles. And we have for take home some Hungarian farmer sausages, and as well, probably one of our number one, I guess, sellers figuring all this shit out, right now, it's our borscht. Can't say enough about our borscht. We sell it by the liters. So yeah, definitely hot borscht, hot goulash at all times. And you can also take it home as well.
Bryce, what's the maximum amount of liters of borscht you can purchase at one time? Is there a cap on that?
You know what? If someone likes it enough and they want to order ahead, we can make by the vat, man. But I don't know. I think I've sold up to 4 liters for somebody at one time. And you got to kind of think for the other customers. But I mean, depends on what, I guess, the time of day it is. But
hey, man, if they're willing to pay you, take their money and give it to you.
Yes, I know. Yeah. So no, but I think it's been about 4 liters somebody's bought, 4 liters at one time.
No, do they bring their own like bowl or their own container? Like, you know how...
Yeah, a 4-liter bowl.
You know how like Tim Hortons...
That would be a milk jug.
They can just... Yeah, milk jug would work. But you know how Tim Hortons, you can bring your own mug and they fill it with coffee?
Yeah, absolutely.
They just bring like a...
They could bring whatever.
Like a 60-liter container. And
they sure could. Yeah, no.
Okay.
We sell it by the liter, like a liter of Cola Farva. We got one of them, borscht. But actually, to be, we were thinking of the environment a little bit. I know it's been on social media a little bit. But if you bring back your original 1 liter container with the lid, we'll give you your next either liter of goulash or borscht for 10% off. So yeah, and that's
just like the growlers.
Exactly. Yeah, that told you this shit's like gold, man. It's this borscht. It's a good thing, man.
Lundy, you can reuse your milk jug.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lundy, you were onto something there. Good question.
No, I'm just thinking for all those borscht fans out there, load up.
There you go.
So Bryce, we learned a little bit about your menu. I was doing some research on your guys' website, and you actually have some services that you can kind of book little private events or private gatherings, meetings, where you can come in and use the seating for 8 and maybe get some food. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. During certain hours, we have seating for a limited amount, and then definitely after hours we can do functions that we can turn our dining space into a little bit actually larger than 8. We can go 12 comfortably, 14 a little snug, but 12 comfortably. And for that, because as our people may see, our hours are, Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 10 to 3. Sunday, Monday, we're closed. Monday's a big production day for us. So honestly, for suppers, like people are just getting off work, things like that. So that's why, again, we encourage people calling from like work and call ahead and say, pick up some hot food at 5:30. That's what we're seeing a lot of. So we've actually just done another one of these this past Saturday, and we've done, I believe, 3 now. But if you give us a few weeks notice and kind of what menu close to, we can definitely turn this into 12 person, more higher end with, the whole 9 yards with tablecloths, things like that. And if anybody kind of wants to get more of a, Ukrainian Hungarian experience, we'll cook more food that we don't offer in-house just during the day. And that's where someone can come in and, kind of like go over a menu and go over what kind of maybe wines or anything like that. And especially as well, we are licensed for corkage. So if somebody wants to come in and do a graduation or some sort of promotion or whatnot, stagette or whatever, come on in. They can bring their own like champagne, like that's okay as well. So yeah, definitely it's something we don't hesitate. Just give us a few week notice and a little bit of what's going on. And we can definitely have about 12 to 14, absolutely, and give a more of a custom VIP, like authentic meal for sure.
So if a bachelorette party comes and they say, we want Metro to be the entertainment,
I'll show up.
Done deal. I got a shirt in the back. We might have to let out a few seams, but we're good.
I don't need a shirt.
You'll need a piece of Cuba sauce.
Yeah, that's right.
The whole roll.
Here's a good question for you, Bryce. We're sitting here. I'm staring at Red Deer Fire Station 4, and we'll go back to your time previous to Hung Yuk. Do you ever look outside and miss your previous career at all?
Honestly, I do and I don't. I started in the fire service, emergency services at an earlier age, my early 20s. And now that I'm, into my mid to late 30s, it's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of grind with the hours. So it was a change to be home every night. Essentially, I know it's a cliche, but it's something that, I have a 6-year-old boy. I got to see him on Christmas 25th for the second time, on the dates, right? So that's been good. It's something I do miss, but I'm excited for a new, a new career, a new chapter in my life. But as well, like I say, any first responders, even registered nurses, anybody of that, fire, paramedics, come in. Like I say, I put it on social media. Everybody gets a 10% discount for their first responders. So, yeah, like I say again, I miss the horsing around and shit like that, but I can't do that now. I have to kind of grow up now a little bit. So, but it's been good. I miss it, but I don't.
So you mentioned you have some ladies in the back helping you cook. So how much cooking and baking do you actually do here, or are you just the face of the business?
No. I could make everything that they do, but I would be very slow.
Okay.
Because I'm a dude and we just can't do that. We can't multitask, man. No. And that's something that I'm proud of. You gotta, if you kind of understand how things are going, you would know too with your merchandise and stuff. I gotta understand how all this was made and how things are from scratch. So you have to have it and you kind of know what the hell's going on, right? So I can make it, but not to that extent in the, I guess, quickness. But no.
But you could make it with all the love.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That requires.
Absolutely. For myself, I make the goulash. I'm exclusive. I make the goulash here, the Hungarian goulash as well. Between myself and my dad, Guido Sherwin, we make the borscht. So those are the two things that I 100% make all times. And then I'll help out the gals, pinching pierogies or rolling cabbage rolls or simply get them the flour and get them all the ingredients ready. So yeah, that's about my extent. But then absolutely, I'm the one putting everything in the oven, doing all the cooking essentially, the boiling of the water and the pierogies. So I'm kind of like a hybrid, I guess. It's kind of a full-time, everybody sharing it, and it's kind of how it works. Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
Or Bryce of all trades.
Yeah, janitor and waiter and front staff and everybody. But no, honestly, it's been a good experience with my mom and my dad and a few other gals that actually, like you were asking, they are originally from the Ukraine. So, they've been here for a few years now, and it's awesome to work with them. And I'm definitely learning some Ukrainian again, but to watch them do their trade, it's I couldn't have asked for anything better than essentially when I was building the store, there was a gal who dropped off her resume and it was and she was originally from the Ukraine, culinary trained from the Ukraine. So I was like, okay. So yeah, no, definitely. And so I can't ask for anything better.
So that brings up another question. Does Red Deer or Central Alberta have a fairly big Canadian Ukrainian population?
Absolutely. I mean, Edmonton for sure. And northeastern Alberta, that's probably, I would say, maybe the most kind of populated. I mean, you look, you have Vegreville, which has a Ukrainian Easter egg. And of course you have originally where I'm from, Glendon, with the world's largest pierogi, so, and especially too, I guess when they immigrated, right? But there's definitely a large amount. And I think honestly, by opening up the store, you get all these people kind of coming out of the woodwork a little bit saying we've been waiting a long time for this. And we get a lot of people from Saskatchewan and around everywhere. And it's interesting listening to their stories and just hearing all, like, you know, their recipes from their babas and stuff like that. And yeah, no, it's very interesting to see them, like you say, and that the Ukrainian and Hungarian cuisine, like people want their pierogies and they want them like handmade from scratch, and they're willing to come. And so that's what I'm learning. I should have been doing this years ago, well, but that's okay.
So Bryce, doors have been open now for 6 months. We had chatted earlier tonight before the interview started about just all the little things that go into starting a small business like this. What's been your biggest learning, I guess, through the first 6 months of running this business?
Like I say, honestly, you know, there's a few years there I was stepped away for a little bit, but off and on, you know, from 04 to 2021, you know, I was, you know, licensed, you know, in Alberta to, you know, work on an ambulance and fire truck, things like that. So as a young guy starting out, it was like, holy shit, like this is real life. And you learn real quick. You get thick skin. You like, again, put your foot in your mouth a few times. You look like an idiot, but you look people in the eye and you learn your lesson and you be that better man. And that, you know, it kind of is embarrassing, but you know, you get that victory in learning. So honestly, when all those years, like I say, of life experience, and just being a people person, going on fire calls, learning, seeing the public, I found simple to say, especially the pandemic, but I have no idea about a lot of commercial kitchen shit. And all I did was call people and explain what I was doing and had a conversation with them. And they're like, great. And they helped me. And so then I was like, okay, that's off my checklist. I don't know anything about ventilation. I learned about that. So it was just small steps. And I thanked them for being patient. And then once it all got together, it was a shit ton of work. Don't get me wrong, but it was very organized for me. So I didn't get above my head. You just have to be organized. And then it was like, you put it all together. And the biggest thing for me is I had somebody help. I hired somebody to help me with all my permits and all my blueprints and stuff like that, because that has to be all legit. And I have no idea how to do that. So that was from the start, get a good foundation, invest in the right ways. And that's what I did, is for where it would go. So yeah.
That's pretty cool that you've got a network of people that you can rely on to ask for help. Because yeah, I'm sure there's a million things that go into starting a business like this. And I mean, it just sounds like you just got to go for it and do it and not be afraid to screw up. So it looks great. Congrats. I mean, sounds like it's been a big success so far.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I couldn't ask for anything better. I'm excited. We haven't, you know, it's April now. We opened in October, so we even had a summer yet. And like I say, as things are growing in Red Deer and the subdivision and everywhere else, you know, we're excited to see the patrons come in and during the summer months, and we'll grow from there. And it's like you say with you, it's interesting and it's fun to have business grow and see where it goes. So yeah, why not be here in Red Deer? And that's like I say, again, the biggest thing is I know people want a Olive Garden, but you'll never get one of those. So I figured, what the hell, let's start a Ukrainian shop. Yeah, April Fools, I remember that shit, that we're getting an Olive Garden. But yeah, no, I'm proud to open the doors, especially too as a young entrepreneur. Honestly, kind of not knowing what the hell is going on. But like I say, again, you just take it step by step. So like, honestly, if anybody is kind of teetering, saying I hate my job and I want to try something and take a chance, well, it's honestly, it's not hard. So it's just do it the right way, and you gotta be passionate, and working for yourself is awesome.
So do you have any events coming up over the spring or summer here? I know you were thinking of doing a couple different things.
Yeah. In the past here, we did for the Danes Rodeo, we sponsored their barrel racing. I'm probably going to be doing that again for this year as well. Like I say, again, it's just April and starting out, but I don't know to what extent, gentlemen, but I have a nice idea I want to go through you guys maybe. I don't know exactly to what extent, like you say, again, maybe for this year, but for future years, it could be a good event, I think. But I was thinking maybe during Westerner days, everybody kind of is doing a pancake breakfast, shit like that. Well, we got
shit like that.
Yeah. Well, let's be different. We got a parking lot. So
Nowhere else has a parking
no
lot.
one else has a parking lot, right? Of course, but no. So we got parking lot space, everything. And so instead of doing pancake breakfast, let's do one better. Let's summer months, right? Let's do a pierogi eating contest.
I think that's a great idea.
You think so?
And we've talked about it with you. I think that, whatever you need in making this happen, we're definitely going to help you out with it. And
Absolutely. Like I say again, maybe this year, maybe there'll only be like 10 spots or something, because you got to get as we're learning as adults, you got to get permits and all this stuff. You got to be responsible a little bit. So I'll look into it, but maybe, if we want to join in together, and even if we have a little something and we can grow. But what I'm thinking, is eventually to divisions, and definitely what I'm saying behind us here is this fireplace. And I got this fireplace specifically it will be a belt. The winner and the competitive eating will get a belt, and they'll get their picture on their wall, and they'll get a little trophy, and they will be that year's pierogi eating champ. And that's something I think it's fun, get the community going, and you can kind of start a tradition or whatnot. So like I say, such short time here being April, but we'll see what we can do. But definitely moving forth, Westerner days, people can look forward to getting in that pierogi eating contest. That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, I was going to say, Bryce, Walsh is sitting here going, we need divisions. How the hell can I go up against Moore, London, Emmett in a pierogi eating contest?
I thought it was like the cottage cheese division.
It'll be Walsh and Bryn. Walsh and Bryn will be in a division. My daughter,
I'll take
my
plain,
2.5-year-old.
please.
What's the most pierogies you've eaten in a sitting?
Maybe like 15 or so. No, I'm not. People would know I'm not a gigantic eater. I'm just eat all the time. But 15 probably one sitting.
What would you predict the winner of a pierogi eating contest could eat? Let's just say, say like 10 minutes.
If we started how many minutes are we going here? 5 minutes?
Wow, what do you think? 5 or 10 minutes?
Fucking 10 minutes. That's
It's a long time.
for depends, right? Like what chestnut in the hot dog eating contest. I mean, that's different. I mean, with this, because you could cap it. I don't know. Let's go 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
5 minutes. I would say.
I could do 50 pierogies.
You think you can do? Break that
50?
down. So that's 5 a minute.
Are you chewing, or are you just swallowing them
12
whole?
seconds.
Yeah, it's 10 a minute.
I don't know.
Write that down. It's
Yeah.
Write that down.
Perfect.
write it down.
Yeah. So what are you saying? At 5 minutes, you average how many a minute?
10.
10 a minute? Okay. So you're going 50.
I'll do 50.
And that's what I was saying. I say, I don't know. You go,
That's a lot.
Maybe we should do this tonight.
I kind of
I
want
don't
to
know if I
see
have a
it.
garbage can.
Yeah. Bryce, so obviously everyone's been paying attention to what's going on in the world with Russia invading Ukraine. Are you guys doing anything right now to raise money or to support the Ukrainian people?
Yeah, absolutely. We are. Again, you could say previous career was in emergency services. So, you understand, you get some calls where you have to stay there for longer than your shift, and it is what it is, and you'll see your family later. So to the extent in what's going on in Ukraine, that's just sad. I don't even know what to say about all that, but I understand and see the outpouring of the world. It's phenomenal. And so I know people are donating millions of dollars and things like that, or organizations, which is awesome. So I just kind of wanted to think where the little things could go, because I'm all about the little things in life. So I teamed up with a group out of Edmonton, Battle Rattle Tactical Supplies. It's owned by a retired Canadian Armed Forces veteran. And so we chit-chatted, and basically what's happening is they were taking donations, cash and everything else. And basically what they're sending over there, they've already sent a plane to Poland, and the stuff's getting to where it needs to go. It's, boots. It's anything, medical supplies. It's keep your socks dry, kind of stuff like that, and everything else for first responders. So we're taking, we're still today, I guess we're in April here, we've done all of March, and we'll see, maybe we'll go a little bit longer here in April, but we're just raising money, and we're going to send that to Battle Rattle. and they'll send that, and we know that it will go to the right places, right to the front lines of the first responders in Ukraine, protecting what's left. Like when the building catches on fire, during someone's got to put that out. So that's what they're doing. It's sad.
Yeah, no, that's awesome that you guys are doing that. So if anyone wants to donate, are you just accepting cash donations, or can they e-transfer funds at all? Or
honestly, probably the easiest, which we've been having, is just people coming in, making cash donations. And if, with their meal or whatnot, if they specifically say, I would like to add this to the tip, that's good. And then that tip amount goes into the final amount. And then we'll be, of course, here at, sooner than later, we'll announce what we've raised, and we'll send it to where it needs to go. And like you say, again, everybody who's donated, I can't say enough as well about the support that we've seen from Red Deer and Central Alberta. So everybody around should be, patting themselves on the back. We've seen nothing but support, and that's awesome. It's a shitty time. Couple of my staff, they have immediate family, back home, but they're, for the most part, they're not in a region that's getting attacked, but it's still surreal to FaceTime these, and you're talking to them and seeing them in a bunker or something, or a bomb shelter, and it's shitty, but they're staying strong. So hopefully this is over soon.
Well, Bryce, that's number one. That's absolutely amazing that you're doing that for the Ukraine. And secondly, just you, like you'd mentioned, taking a chance and starting this Hungarian Ukrainian cuisine little shop here in Red Deer. So kudos to you and your team on what you built here in 6 months. You mentioned a ton of community stuff, but thanks for having us today. Thanks for being a partner with us. Really looking forward to our pierogi eating contest.
I am too. I want to see Ryan Lund attempt it.
and who knows what Western Days brings with that whole pierogi eating contest. But maybe before we sign off, where can everyone find you, your actual physical location, but also your website, social media and stuff?
Absolutely. We are at 3110 90 Thorburn Avenue. We are on the east side of 30th Ave, just before the 67th Street, 30th Ave traffic circle. We're honestly right at the entrance of the Dairy Queen drive-through. There's the OK Tire. We're on the east side of 30th Ave, man. People, they Google us and they're like, we can't find you. I'm sorry if Google's took you there, but honestly, that's where we're at. Yes, up here in Timberstone, Timberlands.
I think it's
Timberlands.
I think it's considered Timberlands.
Timberlands
You're across the street from St. Joe's High School.
Absolutely, just south of the pickleball courts. So yeah, no.
We've given 10 different landmarks. So if they can't find
us, yeah, I'm thinking of all listeners here. So there you go. But
and you got a website?
Yeah. So yeah, sorry, Morsey, I got off topic there.
Pickleball.
Yeah, fuck, hey. Anyways, yes, hungyuk.com website. It explains a little bit about us. Sorry if it doesn't have everything. We're still slowly learning, getting it going as well. Instagram and Facebook, hungyuk. And so that has our menus. I know some people are having trouble trying to find it. It's in our photos. I'm learning of this. I don't know. What is that? Like the different formats and stuff? Yeah.
I'll teach you. I got 3 posts on Instagram.
Oh, so perfect, buddy.
I'll teach you.
So yeah, no, I'm learning. So if you see the posts are getting a little bit more professional-ish, we're learning, and we're
it's because he hired somebody.
I still have to come up with some stuff, but yes, absolutely. No, knowing what it is, because it's a full-time job doing that stuff. So no, it's so if everybody's waited patiently for somewhat of a professional or more information, it's starting to come down the lines. It's just that we were just starting out. So thanks for being patient. So yeah, everything, like I say, on our website, things are getting updated, as we are getting into the community. It says, I think, local craft beer, things like that. We're starting to, have some local craft beers in the store, things like that. So eventually it will get all updated. But yeah, hungyuk.com. And that gives us kind of a little rundown of everything for people to start out anyways.
Well, thanks again, Bryce. And look, for those of you who don't know, we're going to stick around Hungyuk here for the rest of the episode. And Bryce has come up with a pretty unique game for us to to fire up here at the end. So again, thanks, Bryce. Thanks for having us. Thanks for being a partner, and look forward to the future.
Absolutely. Thanks, gentlemen, for coming on in. Ted, I know you're in the corner there with Mitro, but cheers to you too.
Oh dear.